when they're looking at legislation passed by this body, the United States Supreme Court takes the facts that are presented to them, and they take the law as it exists, and then they look at the law that's being discussed, and they discuss it in light of the Constitution of the United States. And in reality, that all that we do in this chamber and all that we do in every courthouse in this land to resolve problems either between individuals, between parties, or between states, or in some courts even between nations, all of that spin stops at the United States Constitution. We've just passed a gargantuan health care bill. This issue is being brought before the United States Supreme Court, or ultimately will be brought before the United States Supreme Court. Now, this has all been started it's initially started with 14 states immediately upon the passage of this bill filing suit to question the constitutionality of the Democrats' health care bill. We now call it Obamacare by some. This list has expanded until where now 20 states' attorneys general or their representatives have become involved in one lawsuit or another. Let's just look real quickly. Washington, Colorado, Nevada, Texas, Idaho, North Dakota, Arizona, Louisiana, Nebraska, South Dakota, Utah, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Virginia, Indiana, South Carolina, Alabama, Georgia, Mississippi, and Florida. That's a pretty good gallery of the states, and it's not just one region. It's across the country. And it's because the American people are being affected across the country. And ultimately, the courage of these attorneys general will stand up for every American citizen on this issue. The issue goes far beyond health care. If the Commerce Clause can be stretched to force individuals to buy health insurance, it will effectively moot the majority of the constitutional restraints on the power of the federal government. The real underlying concern of everyone was the power of government. We've reached a point in this particular piece of legislation, the Democrats' health care bill, the Obamacare bill, whatever you want to choose to call it. It's being called that way in the papers one way or the other. It is imposing upon people something it does not have the authority to impose. But it comes down and you cut through all the garbage and cut through all the spin and cut through all the arguments, and just what does it do? It says we're going to set up certain things that insurance has to cover, and then you, American citizen, have to buy that insurance. This is from the Washington Post. Is health care reform unconstitutional? Look at the last line of this. They say, regulating the auto industry or paying cash for clunkers is one thing. Making everyone buy a Chevy is quite another.